Hello guys, you're welcome back to my channel. My name is Tessie. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you all, depending on where you are watching from. Hope you all are doing well, and thank you so much for stopping by. So my people, it looks like the protest currently going on across Nigeria over Tinubu's policies that is making Nigerians to go through severe hardship is not ending anytime soon. As Joint Action Front encourage more Nigerians to join the protest before things get more worse than it already is. Alright, so please, before we continue with the news, I want to beg you all to please help me by liking and sharing the video so that YouTube and Facebook can recommend it to more people. And the news here reads: more Nigerians should join the protest against Tinubu's policies before things get worse, denigrate into anarchy. Joint Action Front warns. The JAF, in a statement signed by its chairperson Dr. Dipo Fashina and the secretary Comrade Abiodun Aremu, said that in less than 10 months President Tinubu got into power, his government has proved to be unapologetically anti-people and a monumental failure. The Joint Action Front, JAF, has asked more Nigerians to rise up and protest against the high cost of living in the country and reject what it described as President Tinubu's anti-people's policy. According to JAF, the pre-existing cost of living crisis has become much worse as a result of its poisonous policies of both the criminal hikes in petrol prices under the guise of subsidy removal and the devastating devaluation of the naira. These two evil policies, which are in line with the diktat of the IMF and the World Bank institutions, have made the prices of goods and services to go beyond the capacity of the vast majority of the population. Also, the deepening economic crisis has compounded the rising state of insecurity in the country. JAF commended Nigerians in Niger, Kano, Kogi and other states where people in the past 10 days have hit the streets to protest against the mass hunger and deprivation that the insensitive and inept Tinubu Padi and deeply corrupt regime has imposed on the working people, traders and unemployed, poor masses, school children, farmers, etc. According to JAF, the situation, if not resisted, can only worsen and denigrate into full-blown anarchy in the not too distant future. Hence, the imperative necessity to prepare for mass resistance and popular action. Therefore, we call on the working people, youth and the poor across the country to join forces with the bold steps already undertaken in Niger, Kano and Kogi State by organizing mass meetings, neighborhood rallies and protests, and setting up of democratic action committees in the workplaces, markets, consumers and community associations, schools, etc. in order to coordinate the imminent struggles that would soon break out. For us in JAF, we remain committed to the task of popular education, mass organizing and mass mobilization towards building a mass movement to reject these various callous and obnoxious policies of the Tinubu government and demand their immediate reversal. We in the JAF are resolved in working with other pro-masses organizations to provide leadership and link up the different centers of actions across the country for joint actions of continuous resistance at all levels. Once again, it is important as JAF to stress that what the working masses, the poor, the women and the youth should demand at all times in the immediate struggle is the reversal of the anti-people neoliberal policies and not the so-called palliatives, which have always proved from experience to be deceptive, a scam, and another means of looting public fund. We should learn from both our immediate past and present experiences that the more fund every deceptive looters regime accrued from the withdrawal of petrol subsidies and the naira devaluation, the worse has been the deepening state of the nation's economy. That explains why the so-called policies cannot translate into any meaningful benefit to the working workers and the poor masses because they are anchored on the neoliberal catalyst agenda of Tinubu and the preceding looters regimes. For instance, let's ask, why should public universities obnoxiously increase fees beyond the reach of students from the poor and working class families, despite the higher revenues in the coffers of the government? The fact is that Tinubu and the looters regime that preceded have unleashed the same economic hardship with the same pernicious policies on the people in order to preserve more money for the brazen looting of the corrupt ruling cabals and their cronies and their imperialist masters. The JAF said that it welcomed the issuance of a 2-week ultimatum by the organized labor to the government over its failure to fulfill a previous agreement reached with the labor. We urge the leadership of the labor not to make this ultimatum another mere hot air ritual, but a serious warning of an impending resistance action. This arranged Tinubu government should be taken for what it is. It may, on the eve of the expiration of the ultimatum, begin another Persuado Jumbo award to feign seriousness, just as in the illusory release of whatever is in the National Food Reserve. JAF would instead specifically propose to the NLC and TUC a 48-hour general strike and mass protest as the next step. The demand should be, in addition to the implementation of 16-point agreements with government, the reversal of the neoliberal policies of the deregulation and devaluation that are of the immediate cause of the current crisis. In addition, the current struggle must equally put on the agenda a figure for a living national minimum living wage for the workers. Equally, the current wave of hikes in fees at public territory institutions should be taken attention by the organized labor. Adequate funding and democratic management of public education and healthcare at all levels are key demands of labor since the 1978 restructuring of the NLC that must be restated and reaffirmed in the current struggle. Reasserting such core demands by the NLC and the TUC will expose why students and working masses cannot accept the student loan scheme as an alternative to the demands on adequate funding of public education. For us, the scheme is a scam and machination to deprive children of the poor access to tertiary education. The fact is that children of the vast majority of working people and the poor will never benefit because of its fraudulent requirement for qualification. Besides, it entrapped the future of those who are able to get it in debt burden. By and large, we call on working people and youth to join us in the struggle for a system change, which means an end to the unjust system of capitalism and its failed policies of privatization, deregulation, etc., and its reign of looting and exploitation by the corrupt capitalist ruling cabals in order to bring forth a new political and economic order under a just system. And that is it for you all, my people. It is a long article, but this is a very serious matter that we all need to look into. Nigeria is drowning every day, and if something is not done very fast about it, then the place where we are going to a land of no return. So we all have to join our hands together. If now protest, so make we protest. If now talk, or make we talk. So far, we reverse this anti-people's policy that is making people to go through severe hardship in this country. Anything at all you have to do, anyway you have to support, please support. I saw the news and I decided to come share it with you all. The Joint Action Front are asking more Nigerians to join the protest that is already going on across Nigeria now, because if not, things may get worse than it already is. And that is it for you all. I'm going to leave you all to share your thoughts with me on the comment section. With all of that being said, I'm going to say thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye-bye. Bye.